What's up, guys? It is Thursday, January 12th. It's 1:41 p.m., and this is the crypto newsletter. So starting off with it, I had mentioned the other day about some kind of speculation that there could be potential something with Tether again, maybe in the first quarter that we need to keep our eyes on. And how I came to that conclusion was I came across a couple of articles and just exchanges like Femex delisting certain USDT and then delisting USD margin contracts, but putting up a bunch of USDT margin contracts. And yeah, so we'll just dive into it because Crypto.com to delist Tether in Canada to satisfy updated crypto regulations. So crypto asset exchange and wallet provider Crypto.com has announced that it will delist Tether in the world's leading stablecoin for Canadians. Crypto.com recently emailed its Canadian customers notifying them that Tether would not be supported as of January 31st. The firm stated that on the date, it will delist USDT and suspend all USDT transactions. Please take urgent action to review your USDT balance and take any necessary action, withdrawal, or conversion before the effective date, it warned. No Tether for Canadians. Crypto.com added that the exchange will no longer support trading deposits and withdrawals of Tether from that date and won't credit any USDT deposits after January. So the same could happen with Coinbase, a month ago we saw that Coinbase was kind of suggesting that their customers convert from USDT to USDC. And this kind of points back to my speculation around March of last year, where I had speculated with the with the Terra Luna and them buying Bitcoin on their balance sheet was going to be the cause to that black swan. So I'm going to pull up that note that I wrote in March of last year. So you can see March 28, 2022, 11:45 p.m. straight up in my notes. I said the Luna BTC buying is what's going to be the black swan to crash the market. Reasons: stablecoin, financial risk, government narrative, countries wanting to avoid a new good currency. They won't use Terra or Bitcoin. Russia, Iran use Luna-based stablecoins in Bitcoin, and then the US, Europe, UK, Australia, South America, XRP-based stablecoins and XLM, ISO. So what I'm seeing is, and just kind of like from things that I have seen in the past, is like Tron with Justin Sun, Binance, BNB with CZ, as well as with Tether. They're like all in cahoots together, and I believe that the US and like Europe and Australia, Canada, they're gonna kind of steer away from the USDTs. The Luna thing is already taken care of, but like the BNBs, you're seeing the SEC doesn't want Binance to buy Voyager's assets, but we do see that in with Asia and like China and like the Russia and those countries, we do see that Tether's being used. We do see BNB being adopted, and we do see like USDC and like the coins that we're talking about kind of not being used, because we did see Binance convert all of the USDC into BNB or BUSD. So there's like a battle between both sides right now, and there's a clear indication of who's on which side. So let's keep going in this article. It says Crypto.com has delisted USDT for users in Canada in accordance with our instructions from the Ontario Securities Commission as part of our pre-registration undertaking for a restricted dealer license. In December, the CSA beefed up its regulatory oversight of crypto and stablecoins. The CSA continues to monitor and assess the presence and role of stablecoins in Canadian capital markets. As a result of this ongoing work, the CSA is of the view that stablecoins or stablecoin arrangements may constitute securities and or derivatives. It remains to be seen if any other major Canadian exchange follows suit. Additionally, Crypto.com was in the spotlight late last year over concerns regarding its reserves. Yeah. Tether remains as the world's largest stablecoin with a circulating supply of 66.3 billion USDT. As a result, this gives it a market share of 48%. So with USDT being the biggest stablecoin out there, a run on Tether would be a market event that could kind of go both ways. I mean, it could be a black swan, it could be a gold swan, because where's all this money going to go? Is it going to go pile back into a bunch of cryptos, or is it just going to be kind of just withdrawn out of crypto in its entirety? So either one of those scenarios could be a gold swan event, because you're going to have a flood of money just pouring into these individual cryptos that are going to be, the ISO, the utility coins, or you'll just have that money just kind of withdraw out of crypto in general. What I believe is if there is a run on Tether, it would kind of make its way back into the individual cryptos that have utility and use case rather than just leave the space in general. So it could be a gold swan event. So we're going to have to track it. And then also this was weird too, because I found like these companies are not out to help you out whatsoever. And we saw that before the Luna crash. We saw Nexo listing Luna and UST. We saw Femex listing a whole bunch of trading pairs with all these coins that were just scams, and including Luna and everything like that. So when I see like this, that how they're canceling out the USD margin contracts, but enabling a ton of USDT margin contracts, then something's up and something's gonna get ready to go down. And this was at January 11th. This already happened. So there's a bunch of USDT contracts. So if USDT depegs and falls in its value, but ultimately the crypto to USDT pairs are gonna skyrocket because if USDT goes down to a penny, let's just say, that's 100x. Even if these coins, the market spot prices remain the same, you're having the other end of the coin, basically the USDT, fall 99%. So ultimately these contracts would explode. So there's opportunity, right? So we'll have to be tracking that as well. Also, quick reminder, 3 days, 17 hours, 11 minutes. We got the World Economic Forum annual meeting, Cooperation in a Fragmented World, Davos, their annual meeting. The world today is at a critical inflection point. The sheer number of ongoing crises call for bold collective action. Maybe we'll see something happen out of this, because we've been saying it's going to be an international conference that you're going to see something big be announced when it comes to crypto. And straight on their agenda, the event highlights, I believe the first thing it was crypto program meeting overview. So I had read a whole thing in one of my newsletters like 10 days ago. Let me see. So they must have updated this, because before, when I used to click on the program or the meeting overview, the first thing was about crypto. And I cover that in this video. So it was this video from, let's see, from 10 days ago. I'll link this video in the bio of this video that you're watching right now, so you can watch it, because right away it was like about crypto, what the future holds for it in 2023 and beyond. So this is a part of the World Economic Forum annual conference. It was right on their website, but they must have updated it. So I'll link this in the bio of this video. If we take a look at this and see what an update is, basically they're talking about number one, addressing the current energy and food crises in the context of a new system for energy, climate, and nature. Energy transition and climate change are inextricably linked, with its impact being felt in recent months. While a global energy transition is underway, further action is needed to reduce carbon emissions and mitigate the effects of climate change. Critical measures to accelerate energy transition include decoupling economic growth from the energy consumption, particularly in emerging economies, mainstreaming breakthrough technological innovations, and addressing equity, rather than using the ongoing crisis as a pretext to forego policies that support the transition to more sustainable energy sources. This moment should be utilized to develop more ambitious, comprehensive, and sustainable infrastructure investment plans that help the world to meet the 2030 targets. There we go. Yeah, all you see in here is in the context of a new system, in the context of a new system, the context of a new system, right? So ultimately, where are we going into? A new system. So that's what I'm seeing here. And maybe we'll see a huge announcement on January 16th to the 20th. We will definitely, it's going to be a big couple of weeks here. The remainder part of January is going to be crucial for how the rest of this quarter goes. So we need to be watching that, because crypto is popping off right now. We do have some warning signs as far as like, things are getting a little overbought here. So we're going to have to watch the news, keep updated on any developments, because the tail end of January is a caution in my book as far as any like narratives to play out that could have a damaging effect on the price or accelerate this uptrend that we've already gone into. So then we have this from Ripple. Ripple top exec shares 8 crypto predictions for 2023. Here's surprising aspect. Cindy Young, Ripple's MD for Europe, is very optimistic about what 2023 might bring for the crypto industry. According to her, 2022 was a monumental year for crypto with many highs and lows. Interestingly, Young foresees greater crypto adoption this year despite the industry failures that marked the prior year. That's very true because we're still on this technology adoption curve and nothing will slow that down. So with the market beat up as it is, price-wise, we've still been making fundamental traction and developments, and we keep pushing forward on the building end. Ultimately, the prices need to catch up to that. And with 2025 in the sight, in the view here, as far as a timeline, a big year, I mean, that's 2 years. So price in these 2 years could absolutely hyper boom to make up for all this lost time as far as prices goes with how 2022 played out. So we could be easily heading into a hyper boom, and we could go up to all-time highs just as quick as 3 to 6 months. You never know this market, man. It will throw curveballs. So that's why we're all on it. First, 2023 might see institutional adoption of blockchain and digital assets accelerate as corporations launch pilots and continue to investigate technology. I mean, we saw Avalanche and Amazon kind of have a partnership now. So that's what's ultimately going to shoot these things back up to right where they came from, because now you have the big boys wanting to play ball. Like you have Amazon coming in, you have Uber coming, PayPal, So once they start making these public announcements, these crypto coins with a limited supply that have utility that are being adopted will shine 100%. Second, Young predicts increased crypto industry consolidation as healthier companies make acquisitions to plug gaps in their capabilities. Third, in 2023, there might be an increasing trend for cryptocurrency and blockchain firms to be acquired by traditional financial service players as well as established companies from other sectors. Fourth, Ripple's top executive expects that sustainability credentials of crypto and blockchain to see continued scrutiny by consumers and policymakers. She believes greater sustainability will be achieved with less energy-intensive blockchains and blockchain-enabled solutions such as the tokenization of carbon credits. And that seems to be the topic of discussion, number one, for the World Economic Forum as well, too. And we already know that Ripple and the Zanj, or whatever, how you pronounce it, carbon credit solution built on top of the XRP ledger in collaboration with the United Nations for carbon credit tracking. We're seeing the dots being connected and ultimately what that announcement's going to be, right? XRPL was the first major blockchain to become carbon neutral, and its use of a consensus makes it much more energy efficient than proof of work blockchains. As reported and announced, a $100 million investment Ripple did in fighting climate change in the past year. CBDCs and regulation. Young believes CBDCs will be mature by 2023, as several non-European countries have already publicly committed to launching pilots. Ripple has been making headway in this regard with its notable partnership with Bhutan's central bank to pilot a CBDC, also with Ukraine and Stellar as well too. Also, 2023 will witness the greater adoption of fiat-backed stablecoins as institutions realize the greater benefits of blockchain technology, such as real-time merchant settlement. The creation of new non-USD fiat currencies will also drive this trend. There we go. All right. Now, let's keep going. I'm going to just kind of shuffle through my Twitter because I do a bunch of retweets to then go kind of down the line here. So here we go. Nexo has listed Flare on the exchange, and I believe you're going to get your airdrop if you had your XRP on Nexo when they did the airdrop. So they're supporting it, and now you're ready to go grab it. Then we have an afternoon rally as Bitcoin threatening the 19K level for the first time since it gapped down from about 21K as FTX was imploding 2 months ago. We've been calling for the melt up. Everybody didn't believe it, but we got it, and now we're seeing it play out. Ledger support. Hey, Flare holders, many of you are still having issues claiming your Flare network tokens. Some guidelines. Open the Ethereum app on your device, not the Flare app. Read our FAQ, watch this video. I'm going to have to definitely do this because I still can't figure out my Flare. It's been driving me crazy. It's been 3 days of spending a couple hours a day trying to access them. And it's a fair amount. I want to do the Flare giveaway, but I can't even get to them. So I will keep you guys updated when I do access them because I'm still doing the 1,000 Flare giveaway and 1,000 XRP giveaway because I'm a man of my word. So I want to make sure I do that. And I want to make sure that I'm staking and delegating to get the rewards too, especially during these times. The golden opportunity, it's the holy grail time to get and delegate your Flares. So in 1 minute, David Schwartz reveals why XRP holders have moved beyond Bitcoin. He nailed it. All right, let's take a listen to this.
The kind of information This is pretty tough to pack, the kind of information that I want into 1 minute. I'm David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, and this is Crypto in a Minute. I've got 1 minute, okay. Well, the first consensus model was proof of work. I guess the advantage of proof of work was at the time it was the only game in town, and it allowed for a decentralized system, that is one that doesn't rely on a central authority. Later developments included things like Federated Byzantine Agreement, with the XRP ledger uses, and proof of stake. Some of the advantages of these later developments are lower cost. Proof of work costs millions of dollars to pay the miners for the energy that they use. Proof of stake doesn't have that cost and can provide comparable security. And if you're the person who's paying those costs, if you're the people who are using the system, how much it costs just to keep the system secure is like a tax. It's residual friction that the system doesn't remove. Federated Byzantine Agreement, which is what the XRP ledger uses, makes the users of the system the stakeholders rather than the people who have the most money to spend on tokens or power. And that provides a more sort of democratic system where the costs can be low and the performance can be high. Oh, just made it.
That was really good.
So spot on. And that actually reminds me that we've been doing a lot of market updates and kind of crypto prices updates, the technical analysis the last couple of weeks here. But also keep in mind, we have probably, and I'm going to say it, guaranteed. And if you don't think so, then I'll hit you with a refund, because we have the best educational programs out there in the crypto space right now. I'm going to just say it, because our Agartha program, which is the first program you step into where you learn the core fundamentals of crypto and blockchain, the opportunity of it, it really sets you up as far as what did the past system look like? What did the past trends look like? The timeline of revolutions, right? So our current system, why it sucks, biggest scam of mankind. Teaching you about how our financial system works right now. Then we go into the history of money, Bretton Woods, the Bancor, SDR, and much more in this one. Then we go into mission 2, where now we're talking about the future system and it's coming, the timeline of revolutions, fourth industrial revolution, the internet of information, the internet of value, the future plumbing, the Byzantine problem. This is what I want to talk about, because what he outlined is the consensus mechanism for Ripple is Federated Byzantine Agreement. If you don't know what the Byzantine problem is, dude, you guys got to get into these course programs and watch them, because this video, I remember watching it for the first time, or like discovering the Byzantine problem in 2000, maybe 18, 19. And like I include the same video that I watched in here, and it's going to blow your mind because it just makes perfect sense. So, and then much more. And then that's why we get into blockchain basics for mission 3. What is a blockchain? What are cryptos? The blockchain trilemma, the types of consensus mechanisms, because that's important. Like what he's talking about is the different consensus mechanisms. And when you're evaluating what cryptos are good, bad, or scams, you need to take a look at the consensus mechanism that crypto runs on, because that ultimately is going to lead you down the right direction of which if it's a good coin or not, or a good protocol. Then we talk about CBDCs, public cryptos, catching up, brief history. We go into all these things. Yeah, like this is heat. There's over like 100 videos in this course program alone. We also have, after Agartha, you step into Accopolis, and you step into Accopolis, then Olympus, then Pangea, and then we have all these other bonus programs. But if you guys want access to the educational programs, you can actually get signed up for these. We did close down the trading signals, everything like that. You can join our free waitlist right here if you wanted to get access to that, but it's full on that end. But if you wanted to self kind of learn and go through these educational online programs, then you can get signed up. Just go to stargate-ventures.com. I'll put the link in the bio. Go to more plans and pricing and look for, I believe the Starlight membership has the Gartha in there. Yep. So Starlight has the Agartha course videos. So 100 plus educational videos. It really, like, Agartha will literally get you from A to Z as far as our understanding and knowledge when it comes to crypto. But then if you wanted to dive into those other course videos, Accopolis, Olympus, Pangea, and all the bonus ones, then that is the Stargate membership right here. I actually have to take this down. We're no longer doing the New Year special. So Stargaze, Software, Starlight, and Stargate. If you wanted the educational programs, you could do Starlight to get the Agartha one. And then if you wanted to level up and go into the other ones, you can get on the Stargate. So that's that. Now let's keep going. So we have ARK Invest continues to load up on Coinbase stock with 3.28 million buy. Yeah, man, I should have looked at that Coinbase chart. It's probably popping off. It's probably up a double. I'm going to pull that up real quick. Yeah, Coinbase was sitting here around $30. It's at $45 right now. That's 50% on your money in about like a week. It's a good move. That's a good move. And it looks like there's going to see more upside. One thing we could look at too, as far as trying to gauge whether cryptos are bottomed or not, is looking at the Coinbase chart to gauge if Coinbase is going to start going into an overall bull market uptrend. Then there's got to be a reason for that. It's because the crypto market's going in an overall bull market uptrend because they're going to make more money on fees and everything like that. So if the chart's going up here, then obviously that's a result of cryptos are going up and more people are being active and it's fundamentally and being used more. So that's another good metric we can look at. Then we have the bond buying under the pandemic emergency purchase program was key to stabilizing markets, supporting monetary policy transmission and curbing risk to price stability. They review the benefits of this tool's flexible implementation. I'm sure they'd be able to turn the switch back on if they needed to. So that's always in the cards and that would be bullish. So traders betting on a crypto market decline were caught offsides as a broad recovery in the past 24 hours saw some $200 million in shorts or bets against price rises getting liquidated. If you got liquidated, come over to Stargate because we sure as well didn't, because we called this crypto market melt up. We've been calling it for like a week to 10 days now and warning people it's coming. And then we got it and we could still keep seeing it here. Then we have one of Ukraine's oldest bank ran a 2-year pilot program focused on the Stellar blockchain. The results were largely positive, but CBDCs still present problems for local regulators. Then digital currency group's crypto broker Genesis owes creditors more than $3 billion. So, if we're looking at some potential narratives, we still got this digital currency group thing going, the Tether thing going, but then there's a ton of positivity around as well too. Like Amazon and Google are competing for market share of hosted blockchain nodes. Amazon has opted to partner with Avalanche. That was like yesterday, while Google went deep on Solana in Q4 2022. So Ava Labs partnership with Amazon Cloud triggers Avax rally. I do have some Avalanche. I do have some Solana. I believe Avalanche is going to do better as far as adoption wise over Solana, but that's on the cards. Solana got beaten down because they were so tied up with FTX, and we did see some investigations into Steeder Labs or something as far as a stablecoin company for Solana. So maybe Avalanche takes the cake on this. Then Antony Trinchev, Nexo's co-founder and former Bulgarian lawmaker, say allegations are absurd because Nexo office in Bulgaria were raided in sanctions probe. If you have stuff on Nexo, I'd say probably get it out if you can, for sure. The Trump digital trading card collection may have sold out, but new NFTs for the winners for the related sweepstakes are minting and flooding OpenSea, from a one-on-one dinner with the 45th president to signed books. Interesting. So Digital Currency Group is reportedly considering selling parts of its venture capital portfolio, which includes Coinbase, Ripple, Silvergate, Decentraland, and Bitcoin's Lightning Network. So they're looking to kind of sell some of their venture investments to be able to get cash probably for the Genesis thing. So we saw the CPI come out today. It fell by 0.1% in December, meeting expectations. It was a volatile day this morning. I was asleep because I was pulling all-nighters, but I woke up and things kind of leveled off and we started going up more. So it seems like it's all right. Then we have this from Ripple. If the XRP ledger can confirm a transaction in less than 5 seconds, I can do this in 1 minute. Let's see it.
What's the difference between anything to do with blockchain? Massive challenge. But if the XRP ledger can confirm a transaction in less than 5 seconds, I can do this in 1 minute. Hi, this is Ashish Burla, and this is Crypto in a Minute. What's the difference between crypto and blockchain? Well, somewhere along the journey of crypto, folks decided that the blockchain aspect was cool, but not the cryptocurrency aspect. And so folks decided to distinguish between crypto, which means a crypto asset, and a blockchain, and just the blockchain. But unfortunately, they don't work without each other. And so you need a cryptocurrency because you want the entire blockchain to be decentralized. You want it to run without counterparties. And you can do that with a neutral cryptocurrency like XRP, Bitcoin, or even Ether. But blockchain without cryptocurrency is just a glorified database, and it's not quite decentralized like a blockchain is. And so in my opinion, you need a crypto and you need a blockchain, and that's the solution.
So there we go. That's what we're teaching in those course programs I was showing you too. Miami Heat officially terminates FTX Arena naming rights deal following court approval. I figured that was going to happen. Crypto mass adoption may be happening sooner than we think, just like the future system is coming sooner than we think, right? All this same verbiage is what we were laying out in our course programs like a year ago, a little more than a year ago now. The future system is coming sooner than you think, and we can see what they have to say about it.
Crypto mass adoption may be happening sooner than we think. This is Upload Up of the Day. We watch the market and do the research so you can discover better opportunities and stay ahead. It is January 12th, and there's been quite a bit of consolidation today as everyone is waiting for tomorrow's CPI numbers. And Avalanche announced a cooperation with AWS, which is outstanding news, especially if you're dollar cost averaging in or staking in Uphold. Also, make sure to check out the weekly Twitter space today at noon Eastern with a lot of juicy updates from Dr. Martin. It'll be quite interesting to see what the big money thinks about crypto this year. And that's it from us. See you tomorrow. And remember, why just trade and hold if you can uphold? Crypto mass.
There we go. Tomorrow we release our new white paper. Be ready. This is like the NFT exchange, I believe, for Ripple, the Phygital, I think they call it. Yeah, the first Phygital NFT marketplace on the XRPL. Very interesting. I know we did an airdrop for this and we're supposed to get the coins. I haven't checked in on this for a while, so I'm going to have to do that because we did do all the claiming for it. Then we have this. Tascom Bank Hryvnia nominated electronic money pilot report recommends adoption of blockchain to transform the payment landscape of Ukraine. Stellar real world impact, and that's 100%. Then you have the asset purchase agreement between Binance US and bankrupt crypto lender Voyager has reportedly received initial court approval despite objections from various regulators, including the US SEC. Then we have this from Hedera. Next week, I'll be sharing my insights on how DLT is revolutionizing the world of ESG at the Hedera Haas. I can't wait to connect with you and hear your thoughts on the future of sustainable blockchain. If you plan to attend, drop me a DM. Yeah, like it's the narrative, the climate ESG with blockchains, and that's why the consensus mechanism is so important to understand, because proof of work is not climate friendly, whereas like say like a hash graph, I think they use like proof of secret, a proof of rumor or something like that, but like, or a federated Byzantine agreement like Ripple and I believe Stellar uses as well too. Then we have this. So hopefully you can see there's no logical reason why a government would both seize XRP from its citizens and pay them way above market price for it as well. This brings about 3 specific points. XRP lives on a decentralized blockchain. It cannot be seized except via duress of the key holders. And that's why Alan talks about the physical security aspect. If the US government wants all the XRP for its own use, it could much more easily create its own cryptocurrency or Cbdc and use that. This is not to say the US government couldn't regulate XRP out of usage for US citizens, which it already kind of theoretically has with the lawsuit and all this, the listing of the exchanges. But not because they did it with gold, hence they could do it again. There are very different scenarios. Similarly, gold and digital assets like XRP are totally different, not only in their characteristics, but the time these events happen and the environment they existed in at the time. Because there's all this talk about the government seizing our XRP and the buyback, and Matt Hamilton is putting that kind of to rest here. Then we have Michael Saylor, Bitcoin eruption, because the Bitcoin bonds in Venezuela, I think, are going to be now green lighted. So also the melt up. We've been saying it. Good question. So why is FBI Director Christopher Wray going to the World Economic Forum in Davos? That's very interesting. Then Samsung to launch Bitcoin ETF in Hong Kong. Then this is the Tether CTO, 2022 stablecoin volume, USDC, BUSD, USDT. Interesting. Then we got this. When they go digital, gold is going to go through the roof. Let's hear it.
What do central banks know that we don't know? What they know is how they're going to rig it, and we don't know when they're going to do it and how they're going to do it. But again, as I was saying, why would you keep your money in a bank when they're not paying you anything and they're making money on your money? So going back to gold, and again, as you well know, everybody knows, we have no advertisers in the Trends Journal magazine. So we're not pumping anybody. To us, gold is the #1 safe haven asset. When gold went down into the 1600s a few months ago, we said this is the bottom. It's going up from now. And now it's been hitting, several month high. Again, when they go digital, gold is going to go through the roof, because that's going to be the only real currency that's going to be accepted to pay, to transfer, because they're going to do away with all the paper money. Again, The whole world has gone AI. It's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. And you know what the biggest news now that's being watched is TikTok. That's not news. That's like, that's where it's all going. And so what we're saying is to protect yourself.
It's crazy, right? I had my nieces and nephews over.
There we go. There we go. Then AWS partners with Avalanche to scale blockchain solutions for enterprises and governments. Big. Avalanche had a big pump over this. Then recently, Core Wireless launched their IoT Safe SIM solution. We leverage OmniSIM Safe as a hardware wallet for energy assets that is anchored to an open source, publicly accessible blockchain, all powered by EnergyWeb. Then if we're going back to this, addressing the current energy and food crisis in the context of a new system for energy, climate, and nature, I believe EnergyWeb is going to do extremely well over these next coming years. So if you don't already have EnergyWeb, I'd get some. I definitely have some, and I'm staking it, earning some interest on it. So there we go. For anyone looking to build on Flare, you can do that. There's some API kits. And then let's end it off as far as this goes. So listen very carefully. Words are weapons. This guy runs the World Economic Forum, perhaps pandemic lockdown, where a trial run for a complete global shutdown. Let us see, because this is something that's lives rent free in my head for the past 3 years now. And if it's going to happen, just get it over already so we can sleep better at night, right? So let's take a look at this. After this video, I'd say we're going to be done the newsletter, and I'll see you guys in a deep dive. We're going to deep dive into Stellar. I've been promising it, and I've been wanting to do it for myself as well too. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get our hands dirty. We're going to see Stellar lumens, and we're going to lift up under the hood, see any connections that we can make, connect the dots, and kind of see where we're at with that. So I will see you guys in the next video.
Pay insufficient attention to cyber attack, which would bring our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.